Welcome to Fly Tricks, where beginners like me learn to tie flies. I'm Courtney from Trout Country Fishing Guides.
And I'm Mike, and I'm a fishing guide.
Yeah, an awesome fishing guide. The best fishing guide. We love you so much, Mikey. We do. Okay, what are we flying? What are we flying today?
We're going to be flying a sculpin today. And it's kind of a generic pattern.
Hold on. We forgot the most important part. And that is...
Beer?
The beer. What are we drinking today? So Mariner Brewing was nice enough to give us more beer, and we've got a Berliner Weiss, which that's pretty fancy.
Sounds fancy.
It does. And first thoughts? What's the first thoughts?
It tastes pretty good.
Sour, maybe malty, and
It says here lush too.
lush. Love it. Okay, all right, back to the fly.
So.
Oh wait, I don't have a hook, man.
That's all right. I got one right there.
Hook me up.
This is a size 4 straight eye, and if I was tying a lot of these, I'd probably use a down turn eye.
Okay.
Because in the end, the fly is going to ride like that in the water.
Right, so it's not going to be up and down.
Well,
it's going to ride dirty.
So that way, you don't snag as much stuff. You don't dull it on rocks. Fly just lasts longer.
I like that.
Because this is intended to be fished fairly close to the bottom.
Okay. So it's going to be kind of, yeah,
Like
rolling along. Like a sculpin would. Because
Yeah.
that's what they do, is they hang out down there. And they try not to get eaten by trout. But
They skulk in the rocks.
they're going to get eaten by a lot of trout.
This one is. Anyways, I'm going to use that thread.
Okay, I got some green thread. All right. Okay, so you want me to start upside down? Everything we're doing is upside down?
No, not necessarily.
Well, I want to be cool like you and do it.
I'm going to start like this. And we're going to add a bunch of thread. Make a nice base on your hook for all your materials to sit on. It's important to...
No slippage. We don't like slippage.
Yeah, if you just tie on the bare hook or with very little wraps, the whole fly can twist and torque.
And that's no fun, especially when you've spent all this time and energy tying a fly, and then all of a sudden you take it out of the water and it's like all over the place, just a hot mess.
I know a thing or two about that. Hot mess out in the water. So,
hot mess on the water. Tie your fly right. Okay. Back.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Thank you.
What I was going to mention is this particular fly, you might not necessarily need to tie all the way back.
Okay.
Which is something you've done.
Too late.
Yeah, no.
Too late.
No, it's good. It's actually perfect.
Okay.
We're going to make a little tail. We're going to tie this one in olive, but brown, black, whatever your local sculpin's
pretty much
color
any
is.
color, right?
Yeah, just the natural hues. We're going to cut it. Try not to cut the actual fur if you can help it, just the
leather part.
Just the leather part.
Just the rabbit skin.
And then we're going to tie this in upside down.
Okay. And just wrap away.
Yeah.
Just wrapping like crazy.
You don't want this thing
Oops.
coming apart in the water.
Need a little WD-40 for that thing.
That vise is
Okay, so
been
we're
around for
wrapping it. Okay.
15 years.
So rabbit skin up, hair back.
Because when it swims in the water,
I want it to swim like it normally would.
it's going to look like that.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap forward just a little bit and then loose a couple times.
Yep. Loose a couple
Tighten
times,
it
just
up.
hold it in place and then readjust it to where you like it and cinch it down.
Okay, cinching away. Wrap, 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 wrap. What's our next material?
This is a polar flash. And we're just going to take a few strands.
Did I wrap too far back? I think I might have.
No, that's
No?
fine.
Okay. All right, polar flash. Love this stuff.
And I tied it in the middle, like that. A few more wraps, and then fold it over.
Perfect.
A few wraps. That way it doesn't really fall out.
Okay.
Trim it to be, fairly close to the tail length, maybe a little shorter.
Wrapping, wrapping. Whew, I'm getting good at this, Mikey. I don't know. I'm almost going to be able to do it right along with you. I think we should have a contest at the end of all of this. Like, who can tie, like, the fastest.
Well, if you win, you get to tie me flies for fishing.
I see
You can tie all my flies for me.
Just use me and abuse me. Okay, so I've tied the flash in, the polar flash.
Perfect.
And you flipped the hook back around.
Yeah, so I flipped it upside down. I'm gonna
tricky with me.
Start at the very bottom of the rabbit strip, not the top.
Okay.
Bottom. Cut a little bit of the fur off, or just rip it off, because you wanna tie on the leather part again, and then we're gonna tie on the top of the fly, but the bottom of the hook.
Okay. So leather up again with the hook upside down, tying it in.
Basically,
then...
you're going to end up flipping this over, so it looks like the rabbit just continued.
Okay, so I'll do a long piece then. Hair back.
Make sure you tie it the right way, because if you don't, it looks hilarious in the end.
Okay. Leather up. I gotta look yours again.
And I'll tie it right back to where you started the tail.
So right here.
Yes, we're gonna take this and
Be careful, that hook is up.
I tie it in like that.
Oh, okay, so you're taking the hair and pulling it backwards.
Exactly.
And then tying it in basically
and
right on top of the other one.
To tie it in on the leather, it helps if there isn't fur to tie on. See, you got fur there.
So just yank it off.
Just
love it. Perfect. Makes it less bulky, right?
Yeah, you're a little more efficient that way.
Okay, perfect. Wrapping. And now what?
We're gonna use a little of this Mylar braid.
Wait, am I caught up to you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well,
no.
Yeah, you want to tie this all the way back to where your thread is.
Okay. Like all the way back here.
Because if you pull this over right now, it's actually not bad.
Oh, you just want it to kind of flow, so there's no break in the hair.
Yeah.
You want it to be like one piece. Okay, I'm gonna tie it back.
And
a little bit more.
this flash was actually supposed to go underneath, but I guess it doesn't really matter in the end.
Oh God.
Make it work for you.
It's my own style.
It's just
Cortney's tricks.
Like Bob Ross would say, it's a happy little accident.
A happy
Make it work for you.
Accident. Okay, so then I've got the hair going forward, or no?
So everything's
you tied in some. Tell me what this is called again.
Mylar braid.
Mylar braid. Okay. So we're gonna wrap it in farther in front of everything.
All of the material is all starting at the same point.
Oh, mine's getting really bulky. Like yours is kind of looking good. Mine's not so good. But that's okay, because it's my first one. So I'll learn.
It's okay, because it'll still catch fish.
Learning. I don't know about you, but I think I might need a beer break after this material.
The great thing about beer is you don't need a break. You just
pick it up, sip it.
Progress as you progress through the fly.
Perfect. All right. Okay, I've wrapped that sucker in. It's not coming out. It's stuck in there for life.
And if you're unsure about something, just Zap-a-Gap it. I'm trying not to get a Zap-a-Gap in the actual fur because
I'm surprised they can't smell that. Well, I guess it dries and it's not too bad, but
by the time it's got the thing in its mouth, it's too late anyways.
True that. I've never been a one for sours, but this is quite nice. It's really drinkable. Very drinkable. Okay, hold up. All right, so now I've got my braided Mylar, and I'm going to twist it around to make the body.
Yeah, and I tapered it a little bit.
What do you mean you tapered it?
So it started a little skinnier at the back and just did a few more wraps closer to each other.
To kind of build up a bit of a body?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, mine already has a curvy body going on, so I'm just going to do a little less. I think think I need to wrap this more forward though, so make sure my thread's in front of all of it. Look at that. Look at those curves, man.
That's actually
bodacious, babe.
It's working. That's probably good right there.
Okay, and then I'm gonna tie it down. Woo, good. Whoa, Nelly. And wrap in front, and then wrap around, right?
And once you have it cinched so it won't unravel on itself, just cut it and then do a bunch.
So am I doing whip finishes?
No whip finish yet.
Thank God.
Not yet.
Thank God.
Not yet.
Praise the Berliner Weiss. It's not time yet to show you guys my horrible whip finish skills. Okay.
So I'm tying in a little...
oh man, every time I go over there, we've got like a whole other
this is like maroon Krystal Chenille or red.
Maroon Krystal Chenille.
Just kind of looks like the gills. A little bit of red, a little blood in the water.
Like that.
And I'm tying it kind of in a ball here because I want to...
Am I still upside down? I'm still upside down. Am I supposed to be upside down?
Oh, that doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm going to go back right side up then.
And I'm tying a ball here because I'm going to put a couple little...
Scissor save.
That's why you have more than one of everything, because when you drop it, it's like a little easier.
Okay, so are you starting from the back here?
I'm starting from where you ended the body, and then I'm just tying a ball.
Okay,
and I'm gonna...
right in front of it. Okay, so my material's going to come off this way.
No,
towards
the other
front
way.
of the hook? No.
And then wrap it forward, and then wrap it back, and then...
Okay, just wrap it all over the place.
Just wrap it like you're tying a little egg out of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Whoa, she's got stuff going everywhere.
It's a little tricky dealing with all this material.
Kind of is, yeah. I need like 8 hands. 8 hands would be helpful.
Here's the third one.
Thank you. Okay. It's got a sweet little body going on here. And then I'll tie this off.
Yeah. And tie... Yeah, that works.
You're not going to make me do a whip finish, right?
Not yet. Not yet.
It's going to be really cool. By the end of these videos, I'm going to be a whip finishing master.
Whip finish pro?
Yeah, it'd be great.
So, I would normally put the...
Don't snip it?
No, yes, snip it. I normally put the fins on there first, but you might have not left yourself too much room for the eyes, so...
I sure didn't.
If you don't know if you have enough room with the eyes...
So if you look at mine... Oh man, that is not going to slide back. You know why? Because I've been wrapping that sucker.
Yeah, you wrapped the shit out of that.
I did. It's good. It's not going anywhere. But I've got less room to tie in materials. So, good lesson to learn for next time.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you think I can get them in there, though?
Oh, yeah, you can make it work for you.
Okay, I'll make it work.
So, I would tie the eyes in first. And just tie them halfway between the eye of the hook. And
I'm going to steal... Can I take some green ones?
Sure.
I like the green ones. And the eyes go right on top or on the bottom?
Yeah, so they're going to go on the top of the hook, like this.
So our hook is right side up now. Ooh, there's eyeballs flying everywhere.
I think I got extras. So wrap them on and just figure 8.
Just figure 8 right around those? Okay. Are these, what kind of, like, eyeballs are these? Just for people out there.
These are just nickel dumbbell eyes with the eye actually painted on.
Mine has beautiful green eyes.
I have some
can't stare into
creepy
those
yellow eyes too.
Baby blues, but it's all right. I'm down with green eyes. Isn't there a song about green eyes? There should be.
There's probably more than one.
Okay.
Make sure
Woo,
they're
look at
straight.
You go. I'm doing it backwards, but whatever. It's a backwards figure 8. It'll work, right?
Whatever keeps them on there.
So now, am I supposed to tie them on enough so that they don't even move at all, because mine kind of are still movable.
Yeah, so that's where it would have been beneficial to leave yourself a little extra room for the thread.
Don't tell me that. I've already messed it up.
But, you know, if you do mess up, there's always Zap-a-Gap.
Okay, Zap-a-Gap's my friend then, I guess.
Yeah. You should Zap-a-Gap them either way because they're a lot more likely to stay in place.
Yeah, mine are sliding around. They're getting all googly-eyed. Zap-a-Gap. This stuff is amazing. And if you carry it with you and you get a really bad cut, you can also use it for first aid.
It's actually what it was originally designed for.
Oh,
Crazy
really?
glue? Yeah.
No way. Like for a war or something?
Yeah,
like
I'm sure it was the army that created it.
That's pretty
nuts. But it works pretty good for fly tying.
No bandages for you. We're just gonna glue you right back up.
You get a good cut. You just hold it closed. Throw some
Hopefully you're not bleeding
crazy glue on there and call her a day. Keep on angling.
You learn something new every day. Okay, this is going to be my favorite part because I love it when we work with actual feathers. You know, like I thought tying flies was going to be just feathers.
I find a lot of the flies that we have around here are
they're kind
bait fish patterns, and rabbit strip works really good for bait fish.
And like all the feathers and deer hair and stuff is really like classic fly tying, right? Classic? Like really old school? Is that what would you call it?
Classic? More like
just dry flies?
Lake trout sort of stuff. I don't know. These are...
Okay. All right, so I'm just yanking two out of this.
Yeah, just
is this a cape?
Yeah.
Okay. These look like good fins. I'm going to take these ones at the same time. Yank.
You could use pheasant, or I think this is some kind of little chicken hen.
Little baby chicken?
Mallard works fairly well.
Okay.
Just tie them in like...
And we're going to pull off the down.
The down. The material you're not going to use. Okay. You're going to just strip it right off.
Pulling that off.
And that way you're just wrapping on the quill itself.
Do you have them both in there at once? No.
No, tie them in one at a time.
Okay. So it's going to go back.
If you did it right.
Now, since I tied mine way too forward, where should I tie them in? Just right behind the eyeballs?
You got room there.
Okay.
And just tie them as far back as...
This is so cool. Look at these little fins. I mean, I can see why a fish would think that this is real food.
I would hope so.
It looks exactly like a sculpin. Okay, tying it in. Like you do like a million wraps. And your hook is upside down now.
I do a million wraps because this is 8/0 thread, and
what does that mean? Teach me.
It's really thin.
Okay, so
it's like really,
what's a thick one?
Well, the smaller the number.
Smaller
so
the
like
number, the thicker
3/0
it is.
Would be thick thread.
Okay.
And
so this is thin thread. Oh wait, I gotta get my other little flipper. Excuse me, fin. Oh, this thing is so cool. All right. We got that one wrapped right in there. Snipped off.
Cool.
Let's go.
Now we're going to do a dubbing loop.
These are my favorite.
So because I'm using such thin thread, I'm actually going to just double it. So I have two strands of thread.
Why?
So
because
so it just won't break
as easily
on you.
Should I do the same thing?
Yeah, so you actually have...
A thicker one? Thicker thread?
Yeah, that would work. Do double it up. Why not?
Double it up? Okay. Doubled. And then you've wrapped forward. And the bobbin's just chilling.
This is scud dubbing, but I mean, really anything that's matches the color of your rabbit fur.
Berliner Weiss.
That's not exceptionally thick will work, and just
spread it out.
Pull it apart a little bit.
Oh, it's coming out.
Yeah, it's
all right. This one's ready to go.
Convenient.
All right. I think I might have too much. Making a little carpet.
dirty,
a little rug.
dirty rug. Stuff's been growing on it a little too long.
Okay, I think I might have way too much material here. What do you think?
Probably, but you can always just get rid of the excess.
Okay. And probably
Save
it back. Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you save that stuff.
Okay, so sticking it in between.
Yeah. Yeah, you got about twice as much as you really need, but yeah, make it work for you.
She's a lady of excess today. Okay. All right, and then I'm just twisting it.
And then you twist it, and you'll notice if it's thin in one spot and too much material in another, you just...
Oh, yeah, I've got like a full-on toupee over here.
Yeah, you gotta...
Let's just yank these out.
Donald Trump hairpiece going on.
Can you imagine if his hair was this color?
Might be, you never know.
If he goes swimming in the pool. I guess you guys don't have to worry about that. Blondes, we do have more fun, but we also, our hair turns green in the pool. You know how to get it out, right? Just drink a Caesar.
Or don't go swimming in the pool.
I'm kidding. You bathe in a Caesar.
Isn't that for skunks?
Yeah, but it's also for hair. The red in the clam juice, the red in the tomato juice, it counteracts it.
It's good to know if I ever go blonde.
I know. We're gonna have to bleach your hair, man. It looks so good. Okay, am I figure eighting over those eyeballs?
Yeah, so we're just...
Oh no. Okay, I'm saving it. Jeez, I thought it was all over there for a second.
So you want to keep that tight as you wrap, and that way...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that. Okay, figure eighting over eyeballs.
And try and keep most of the material behind the eye.
What do you mean? If I'm figure eighting...
Figure eight, but just keep the excess wraps in here.
Just kind of put it behind its little ear. Ear eye.
You want at least a little bit of room to do your whip finish.
Mikey.
And if you find there's way too much material, which it looks like there might be, just
thin it out.
Tie it off early. You don't need to wrap the whole thing.
Okay, cool. He's got a real bad toupee over here. Don't do that. Don't show people that. Oh yikes! That's all right. Give a little haircut. Okay, I'm whip fishing it off, right?
Yeah, tie it off first.
Okay.
Or like
that.
Put it at the head and then use your thread to wrap. And you really, if you can help it, you want to tie it off right on the shank. Yeah, right on the front. Like if you pull this right off, you're back down to thread.
Oh,
it's not going to take any room.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Time to whip finish. Oh God.
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
Oh.
Just tie that off, cut it.
And jump in the gun.
Jump in the gun here.
Tie it off and then cut that off, okay.
And then you're going to continue with this piece of rabbit strip that you tied in. Mm-hmm. And then tie that off. Oh, really? So it sits on top.
Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Technical difficulties. Okay. Let me see what you're doing. So you're tying off this back.
Yeah, so you're upside down right now.
Am I? I don't think I am.
Yeah. Flip it the other way.
Now I'm upside down.
Well, I guess you're upside down, but right side up with the way the fly's going to ride in the water.
Gotcha.
And then just put the rabbit strip on top like that.
I see.
And then tie it off at the very head.
Oh gosh, I've got like...
No room?
Barely, if any. It's going to be a miracle. Well, you know, you got to make mistakes in order to learn, right?
There's a very large learning curve when it comes to this.
I can feel it. I'm feeling it.
Efficient use of hook space is a big one.
Mm-hmm. And maybe using too much material.
Yeah, you don't need to use too much material,
And
Most people
don't hold your bobbin like I'm holding it right now.
Most people don't realize too is you can wind your thread the opposite direction and reclaim it, and go back a few steps. Fix what you've done instead of just continuing on.
I've gone way too far.
You're a little far for that.
That cliff.
Once you start cutting the rabbit strip and all that, it's a little far, but
it's like I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get the line through the eye. Oh god. Okay, so now I'm whip finishing. Once I stop murdering this poor little fly. Okay.
You can fish it and let the fish murder it.
Yes, because you know what? In the end, they probably will. And you know what? Girls catch more flies, so...
They catch more flies,
I'm going to catch more fish. Girls catch more fish.
It's true.
Catch more than you anyways. Hopefully. Okay, cutting this off.
And here I'm just pulling a little bit of material out with another Sculpin Fly. Toothbrush would work pretty good too.
Pulling some of the dubbing out?
Yeah, just give it a little more volume,
Sure. I know all about needing volume in hair, Derp. Oh no, not again. How many of these do you think you've tied in your life? 50 million?
Yeah, not that many, but a lot. Sculpins work pretty good.
Do they? Would you light on fire?
Just anything that's in my way.
That might be a good life motto. Oh, Mikey, this is almost a disaster here. Yeah, it's a disaster.
Let's see if we can repair it. So when you're Zap-a-Gapping this, make sure you don't get any in the rabbit fur because it will ruin it.
I'm going to cut this off a little bit more. This little rabbit's cramping my style. There, that gives me a little more room to actually... I see, I keep losing
Should I save it for you?
No, I gotta do it. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Nice.
Oh, God. This is
if you get like 2 or 3 wraps, you should just pull it tight and then just do it again. Instead of risking going too far and saving it. There you go.
Yes!
And just make sure that there's room in the eye.
For what?
For your,
for my line?
For your line to attach to. Oh yeah, there's room.
I think it's gonna work. She ain't so pretty, but it'll work. Okay. Do you want me to whip finish it again?
You should whip finish it again.
Oh goodness. Okay. I would be a horrible surgeon. Horrible surgeon. Don't let me do surgery on you.
You need to practice first. That's all it comes down to.
Wait, but I did it. Did I not do it?
We're going to do one more on that.
To whip it, and whip it good. You got to follow Mikey's instructions. Whoa. Ah!
Let's get that stuff out of the way.
Thank you so much. Just fixing it.
Sometimes all it takes is a little fire.
Okay, I'm going to definitely need some Zap-a-Gap on this sucker.
Yeah, and this flash at the back, you probably want to trim that a little bit.
Okay.
But it actually looks pretty good now.
I know. It's not so bad for using too much material, tying it too far up on the hook. You live, you learn. Oh, yeah, she looks pretty good. Looking good. Okay, yeah, it's gonna...
That's how it's gonna swim.
Swimming dirty. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Perfect.
Mine is like... It's looking good. I thought it wasn't so good, but...
It actually looks pretty good. Yeah. There you go.
Sweet. Well, thank you for joining us. Get your sculpin on.
Get your sculpin on.
Thank you, Mariner Beer, for this delicious Berliner Weiss. Honestly, everybody should go out and try it because I mean, I'm not really into sours, but this is absolutely delicious.
Sure.
As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, show us some love on YouTube. Oh yeah, Mikey, how are we going to fish this?
Well, you could use a sink tip. You could even use, if you tied it heavy enough, you could use a dry line and a long leader.
Okay.
Cast and strip. I'd
Give it
actually
some action.
cast it upstream, have it
Let it
bounce
sink a
into the
little.
rocks, and then just strip it in. There's a hungry trout nearby that likes to eat sculpins.
Gonna nail
Yeah,
it.
it's going to get it.
Nail it good. Thank you so much for joining us. Cheers, Mikey.
Cheers.
Cheers.